Ever walk into a guest room and just like feel instantly pampered?
Oh, absolutely.
It's the best, right? So today we're going to dive into how to recreate that feeling in our own homes. We're taking cues from Buyer's Edge, they're a DC area real estate company, and they've got this, get this, a 61-point checklist for the ultimate guest room.
61 points.
I
Wow.
know, right? Talk about thorough.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're pulling out the highlights for you today.
Okay, great. Because 61.
Phew,
I know,
a
right?
lot to cover.
So they really know how to make guests feel welcome.
It's interesting, right? Because they're coming at this from their experience in the DC market.
Oh, that's right. It's super competitive there, so they know what makes a home stand out.
Exactly. They've seen it all.
Right.
And they're sharing that insider knowledge with us through this checklist. I love it. So where do we even begin with this whole guest room transformation?
Well, I think the better place to start is obviously the bedroom itself.
It's the heart of the experience, right?
Absolutely. And one thing Buyer's Edge emphasizes is the bed. They really stress that not all beds are created equal.
Okay, so what are they saying? Water debts?
Not quite,
Okay, good to know.
but they actually recommend going with a queen or king size if you can.
Oh, that makes sense. I've definitely stayed in places where the bed felt like a shoebox. Not exactly relaxing.
Exactly. It really takes away from the experience if you're cramped, right?
Totally.
So yeah, it's about creating that sense of spaciousness, that feeling of luxury you get in a nice hotel.
It's all about the comfort.
Speaking of comfort, we've got to talk about bedding.
Ooh, yes. Bedding is everything.
Right. Remember that feeling of sinking into those amazing sheets at a fancy hotel?
Oh, the best. Like sleeping on a cloud.
Buyer's Edge knows how important that is, that first impression. They recommend investing in high thread count sheets for that extra touch of indulgence.
It's like you're saying, hey, guest, I value you enough to splurge on amazing sheets.
Exactly. It's a subtle message, but it speaks volumes.
Totally. Okay, so we've got the bed situation figured out. What about those nightstand essentials?
All right, so obviously we've got our basics covered, a lamp for reading, an alarm clock, all that good stuff.
The essentials.
Yes. But then Buyer's Edge throws in this curveball that I absolutely love.
Okay, hit me. What's the curveball?
A silver tray.
A silver tray. I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this.
Right. It's like a silver tray, really. But hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening. What's so special about a silver tray?
It's not just a tray. It's making a statement, you know? It's those little touches that elevate the whole experience.
I like it. So it's like more than just functional. It's about the vibe.
Exactly. It's all about the vibes. It's that attention to detail.
I'm into it. I'm sold on the silver tray.
Yeah.
But what makes it so great for a guest room, practically speaking?
Okay, so imagine this. You come back to your guest room after a long day. You've got your phone, your book, your glasses, maybe a watch.
All the things.
Right. And instead of just having them scattered all over the place,
Which is, let's be real, what I usually do.
we've all been there. But now you got this beautiful silver tray, and everything has its designated spot. It just feels so put together and organized.
It's like a silent welcome back.
Precisely. It's like you're saying, we've thought of everything, even a designated space for your things.
It's funny how these small details can make such a difference. Like when you walk into a hotel room and there's a little mint on the pillow.
Yes. Or a chocolate.
Oh, I love that. Makes you feel so special.
It really does. It shows they're going the extra mile.
And speaking of going the extra mile, this next tip from Buyer's Edge really blew my mind. They recommend incorporating underbed storage.
Smart. Right.
So smart. And you know what? You never realize how much you need that extra storage until you're digging through your suitcase at midnight trying to find your pajamas.
Oh, tell me about it. Been there.
Right. It's like they're anticipating your every need. It's those little things that make you feel so taken care of.
Exactly. It's about going beyond the basics and creating a truly welcoming and comfortable experience. And it's not just about storage either. It's also about making the space feel less cluttered and more serene.
Oh, for sure. Nobody wants to feel like they're living out of their suitcase. So underbed storage, brilliant. Okay, what else did Buyer's Edge have to say?
Well, this is where they really dive into the post-COVID world. A dedicated desk and a comfy chair. They're not just a nice perk anymore, they're practically essential.
So true, especially with so many people working remotely these days. It's like you need that dedicated workspace even when you're traveling or visiting family.
Exactly. It's about having a place where you can focus and be productive, if you need to. Or even just unwind and catch up on emails without feeling like you're taking over the dining room table.
I've totally been there. It's the worst feeling, trying to balance your laptop on your knees while also trying to enjoy your morning coffee. Not a good look.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So having that dedicated workspace in the guest room, It's a game changer.
Okay, so we've covered the bed, the nightstand essentials, the underbed storage, the dedicated workspace. What else makes a guest room feel truly luxurious?
Well, we can't forget about the bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom. That's where the real pampering happens, right?
Absolutely. And Buyer's Edge really goes all out here. They talk about creating a spa-like experience.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me everything.
Think luxurious toiletries, plush towels, those little details that make you feel like you're at a fancy hotel.
Yes. I love those little touches, like those tiny bottles of shampoo and conditioner.
Exactly. And Buyer's Edge takes it even a step further. They actually recommend having new, unwrapped soap for your guests.
Oh, interesting. I've never really thought about that before.
It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference.
Because it feels cleaner, fresher.
Exactly, like you're the first one to use it. And it shows that you've really thought about their experience.
That's so true. It's those little details that make you feel special. Okay, so luxurious toiletries, fresh towels, unwrapped soap. What else can we do to create that spa-like experience in the bathroom?
Well, Buyer's Edge suggests creating a forget-me-not basket.
A forget-me-not basket. Okay, I've never heard of this before.
It's brilliant. It's basically a curated collection of travel-sized toiletries.
Yep.
Toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, deodorant, all those essentials.
Oh, that's so smart. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten my toothbrush when traveling.
Right. It happens to the best of us. But with this basket, you're prepared for anything.
It's like the guest room equivalent of a first aid kit, but for forgotten toiletries.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be just the essentials either.
Oh. What else would you put in there?
Buyer's Edge recommends including little luxuries like mesh body sponges, maybe some home spa treatments like a face mask or a hair treatment.
It's all about that pampering. I love it. It's like you're giving your guests a little taste of luxury, even if they're just staying for the weekend.
Exactly. It's all about creating that feeling of being pampered and cared for.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Luxurious bedding, a well-stocked nightstand, ample storage, a dedicated workspace, a spa-like bathroom experience, and of course, the forget-me-not basket. Anything else we need to know about creating the ultimate guest room? Or are we good to go?
Well, I think Buyer's Edge really hits the nail on the head when they talk about the importance of those extra personal touches.
Oh, yeah, the little things that make you feel extra special. I'm all about the little things.
Right. Like imagine walking into your guest room and seeing a vase of fresh flowers on the nightstand.
Ooh, I love fresh flowers. Especially in a guest room, it just brightens up the whole space.
Exactly. Or how about a bowl of fruit? Or some of those fancy chocolates, the ones with a little map on the inside.
Ooh, fancy chocolates. I'm sold.
And don't forget about a cozy pair of slippers.
Yeah.
Perfect for padding around the house.
Oh, slippers are a must. Especially if you have hardwood floors, nobody wants to be walking around on cold floors in their socks.
Exactly. And here's another little touch that Buyer's Edge recommends that I think is genius.
Okay, tell me, what's the genius idea?
A luggage rack.
A luggage rack!
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart. I've never even thought about that, but it makes so much sense.
Right. It just makes it so much easier for your guests to unpack and feel settled.
No more bending over to dig through your suitcase on the floor. My back is thanking you already.
Right. It's all about those little upgrades that elevate the entire experience.
I love it. So it sounds like we've covered all the bases, from the practical to the luxurious. But when I look at this checklist and I think about all these thoughtful details, it really goes beyond just creating a beautiful guest room. It's about something bigger, It's about hospitality.
Absolutely. It's about making people feel welcome and cared for like they're part of the family.
Exactly. It's about going that extra mile to show your guests that you're so happy to have them in your home.
And isn't that what it's all about? Creating a space where people feel comfortable, relaxed, and appreciated.
Absolutely. It's amazing how a few thoughtful touches can really make all the difference. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into creating the ultimate guest room experience, inspired by Buyer's Edge and their incredible 61-point checklist. We've covered a lot of ground today, but I hope this inspires you to take a look at your own guest room and think about how you can make it even more welcoming and memorable for your guests. Until next time, happy hosting.